this was good, y'all. This was good. This was good. I know I had my water with my lemon. And I'm trying to get ready because I don't think y'all are ready for what's about to go down. They showed us in movies and all this kind of stuff. The robo cop, the robo security. Okay? Why do we need robots? Why we can't use humans to do security and patrol the streets? We have to talk about that right now. So I'm going live on YouTube about it and on TikTok, and I'm going to try Facebook out as well, but it might be too much. I might have to end up getting me a laptop or some type of computer or phone so I can get all these social media outlets at one time. All right. So I was on my walk this morning and I realized there is a need for these robot cops and security because people are crazy. All right. I'm sorry. People are crazy now. They don't drive on the right side of the road. If you're in America, you might live in another country where you have to drive on a different side of the road. But if you stay in America, you know you're supposed to stay on the right side of the road. Okay, I saw this car on the wrong side of the road, driving fast as I don't know what, breaking all the rules and just not trying to follow the laws of the land, y'all. It's too many people that are messing things up for everybody around them. So that's why we have to go to the robots, because they also go to court and then they lie about it to get out of getting in trouble. Now you got the robots that are accurate. They got the camera, they're recording, and they're taking pictures. There's no denying it. It's no more saying I didn't do this or I wasn't in the area. Just tired of the lies and tired of people trying to talk their way out of tickets or finesse their way out of tickets. You gonna learn today and you are gonna get a ticket now. You know, I realize that cops are tired of putting their lives on the line for people that will not or refuse to act the right way. So that's why we had to move to technology to help us out with how people are acting right now. And they're acting like they don't have any home training or any sense, okay? Now, I saw it the other day. I was out to eat with my husband and my children. The RoboCop came out. And as y'all can see that picture that I have up on the beginning, that's the actual picture I took with my own camera, where the camera was pointed at me, making sure I was doing what I was supposed to do. Okay, making sure that everybody that was in Uptown, if you're from the area that I'm in, you probably know Uptown Charlotte. You got wild, crazy things going on right now. This lady just got stabbed to death on the light rail. RoboCops are out now. Okay, they're on the light rail. They're on the sidewalks. They're everywhere in Uptown. I took a picture of it and I put that on there at the beginning of this live feed so y'all can see what I saw with my own two eyes. They write tickets. Okay, so if you're parked in the wrong parking spot in Uptown, you got people just doing the most and doing the wrong thing all the time. You always got to be watching people. You can't just do the right thing. You have to have somebody always watching you. Now that's why we got the robot cops. What did it say? I challenge you to a trolling war. I have an army of master trolls ready to see you once and for all. Master trolls. Okay, the master trolls are here. Okay, hey, master trolls. Okay. Thank y'all for trolling by. All right, so you know what I'm saying? So now we got the robot cops and security. All right, okay, because you cannot patrol these streets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all day and all night. So they said, okay, well, if people don't want to do the right thing anymore, and you always have to be watching them, you always got to be standing over their shoulder, we're going to get robots. Why people can't just do the right thing? Thank you for the hearts. Why people always have to have somebody watching them in order to do the right thing? Now we got robots, y'all. They're doing the security and the cop force. So the task force can focus on things that is more important. Not saying that, people parking in the wrong spots uptown or stabbing people to death on the rail trail. That's important, y'all. But we have to put the robots on it because the police force, they're tired. They have been worn out. They said, we live in a surveillance state. Yes, we do. It's all surveillance now. If you go to your four-way sections, where whenever you're driving and you look at the top of the light post, you will see that there are cameras up there now. Just like they do at the toll booth, and they just scan your little back of your license plate and they send the ticket or the money that you got to pay in the mail. That's what they're going to start doing, y'all. The ticket's just going to come to you in the mail. You parked in the wrong spot. You shot somebody. You stole. You did whatever. The money and paying for it is going to come right in the mail, and they're going to have your license plates, a picture of you and what you did, etc., etc. I know, because that's why I took that picture, so I can have the proof, y'all. The homeless population, y'all already know about this. If you don't know, let me go ahead and explain it to you. The homeless population, they're in uptown. They're taking over all the streets. And these are big businesses out there. Hey, how you doing? These are big businesses out there that are operating. They don't want the homeless population taken away from valet parking. This is the upper echelon that's living in uptown. But you also have the homeless population that live there as well. Just on the side of the street, just hoping that they'll drop a couple of dollars or, give them something to drink or something to eat. You're more likely to get help in that area than you would anywhere else. But then they're also stealing and robbing from the upper echelon in uptown. So here, those robots, and I'm telling y'all right now, what is this live about? Okay, yeah. So this live is about the cops that they have and the robo security that they have now. Now, if you don't have it in your area yet, be prepared, because it's coming. You have a little bit of it, you just don't know. Okay, I was just saying that at the top of every intersection now that you go to, they have cameras. And they're taking pictures of the back of your license plate. They was already doing that before, y'all. You just didn't know. Because I was already getting tickets in the mail. Because I live in a, more fast-paced area. Okay, I'd be like, oh, no, I didn't know I was speeding. I saw a cop today when I was on the Greenway. And he was facing towards me and just measuring how many people are speeding when they come off of that little turnpike. If you watch my little walking videos in the morning and you see it like I'm off of the side of the highway. Okay, there's cops always on the opposite side. And people don't see them, but I see them because I'm always walking and I see them. They're like, you can get a ticket, basically. You can get a ticket. But these cops are tired, is what I'm saying. They're tired of running after people, getting shot, getting fought, getting spit on, getting attacked, and trying to do their job. And they want to come home to their children too. So now they're like, well, why don't we get robots that can shock people like a taser? They also can, spray out pepper spray on the spot, give you a ticket. You can run, but you can't hide. These robot things, I'm telling you, I've seen it in action, y'all. I have seen it with my own eyes. I took pictures of it and I put it at the front of this live. If you clicked on this live, you saw the picture. That's what I took myself. Okay, so if you live in uptown Charlotte in North Carolina, you know that there's a lot of football games, professional football games. So the Panthers play, we're the home of the Panthers in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. We're the home of the Charlotte Hornets as well. So that's the basketball team. So you got basketball season and football season where people are robbing, stealing, killing. You name it, it's probably on the list. The crime rate has surpassed the amount of officers that we have to even tackle this situation. It's out of control, y'all. Y'all don't think so? Okay. Sometimes when you're in your own little bubble and you don't, watch the news, because like the news has a lot of bad news. I know, y'all. But you got to take the good with the bad, y'all. That's what if you watching my channel, you going to get tough. You going to start being able to take the good with the bad. You're going to start having to be patriotic, love your country through the good and the bad. You're going to start having some tough in you. Okay? If you like a powder puff, you're going to turn away. You can't really deal with, too much of a strong of opinion. All right? And that's fine by me. Some people just want to be entertained all day and look at little, little cartoons and little noises and all that kind of stuff. But you want to hear some real, raw information. That's why I made this the information channel. You want to know what's going on, but you don't want to see like too much of the like guts and glory, because I don't have any pictures where I actually seen a live shooting or anything like that, even though I've seen it myself. I already told y'all that story. I'm not going to repeat it because y'all have to go back through some of my other videos and then y'all see the situation that I saw where this man was cheating or whatever with another woman. And when the husband found out, he came to his house and killed him. Okay. That was a crazy situation. So I saw it with my own two eyes, y'all. People are getting crazy. All right. And people are like, oh, well, how'd you know? Yeah, listen, y'all. When I see stuff, thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Keep it 100. Keep your mouth shut, because it's going to eventually come out. You just got to be quiet. Hey, act like you ain't seen nothing. Keep on about your day. Do what you got to do, but just stay vigilant. Okay? Make sure that you doing what you supposed to do. So when it comes time for this RoboCop or security to come around, you not getting detained, because they are able to detain people. Y'all looking like, okay, yeah, it's a crazy understand that people have become extreme and hostile. Yes, you have to be hyper vigilant. You right. You on point. You right on point. Listen, you gonna be on point if you watch my channel. This is all about slowly making sure you in the right place at the right time, y'all. Okay, people like, oh, you travel alone sometimes. I might travel alone, but I know my brother lived right down the street. Okay? And then sometimes if I be out walking, my husband in the car. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna say that he can do everything, but I'm just saying I'm highly alert, y'all. And so that's why I said we went out to eat the other day, which was yesterday. Because sometimes people say, I don't understand what you're talking about. I got that country grammar. Okay? Listen. RoboCops are out. You thought it was just in the movies, that it was just like that Will Smith movie or whatever the case may be. No, this is happening right now. They're not walking around like humans, but they're rolling around. And I'm going to tell you, listen, the cameras are accurate. The cameras are telling, on you. They're catching the things that you thought nobody else saw. I told my husband, I said, if you park right here and we don't pay, I guarantee you're going to have a ticket. We cannot get past it now, y'all. You might think, oh, yeah, nothing happened to me. They didn't put a boot on my tire. Y'all, tell me why. This is another thing. I can't tell y'all where my daughter lives. But in her apartment complex, I told her, I said, listen, do not leave out without signing your car up under the program that they told you to. Because you're going to come back and find a boot on your car. Guess how quick they can do that, y'all? Guess how quick they can put a boot on your car and a little ticket on there? Extremely quick, y'all. Okay? I saw 2 already. And the boot looked like a little a yellow piece of metal, and they clamp it around there and they lock it on there, and you cannot get that thing off. And then if you do not pay the fine, they're going to repo your car, and then everything that's in it. And sometimes your car will get sold off in an auction. I'm telling y'all, it's getting serious right now. Some people want to click on and they want to be highly entertained on some of these other channels. You better start getting information. You better start knowing what this world is all about. Hey, why have a bike and no lights? He said, that's all right. Because then they can't track you with a bike. You don't have to have no license with a bike. That's a good one. I didn't even think about that because I did see my neighbor. He got a dirt bike. And he said the same thing. And now I'm starting to think like, you know what? Yeah, he don't have to have his license plate showing. And he be out. He don't got no kids either. So I got kids, y'all. So I have to get a vehicle so I can tote them around. So I got to have a license plate. They can track me. If you got a car or whatever, yep, your neighbor know what's up. Yeah. Some people already, y'all, they already knew about these robots and these drones flying over. They know where you stay. You thought you just stole something out the store real quick and you gonna get away. I saw that Walmart video, y'all, where the lady thought she just, slipped it in or whatever the case may be. They're watching you in these little rooms where you change and stuff. They're watching you. The cameras are everywhere in the store, y'all. I know, oh, it's an invasion of privacy. Well, if people didn't steal, then they wouldn't have to invade your privacy. You try to slip on another little shirt. You see how I got my shirt on under this one? You try to slip another one on top of it and act like you bought it. Let me go ahead and let me take the tag off so they can't see it. And you try to tear it off and you try to walk out the store. Y'all don't even know how advanced these cameras are. How advanced these RoboCops are. How advanced these robo security. Okay. It said, oh, y'all fair. Your neighbor knows what's up. Yeah. Okay. So when you go to Walmart, this is why a lot of people are getting caught. Okay. They got infrared cameras. Okay. You thinking like, oh yeah, I just got it. No, you did not. You did not get away with nothing. I told y'all. Well, I didn't tell y'all on the live, but my friend went to Walmart and she stole a couple of shirts. I was not with her, thank goodness, because I would have probably went down with her. Because you might be an accomplice and don't even know it. That's why I don't try to drive people nowhere. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. Because if they did something and they in your car, that's it. You drove them home and you were accomplice. And you didn't even know you were accomplice, okay? But yeah, so she went in there, stole a whole bunch of shirts and shoes. And I'm like, how did you do that? First of all, when you're wearing a backpack, when you go to any type of store, you're going to be a target. Even if you're wearing a hat like I am, you're a target because they can barely see my face. Okay? You're a target. So right when you go in the store and you look, I guess they would say suspect, they're already putting more cameras on you. So she went in there, she stole all that stuff. She came out and then they jumped on her. Because they have the right to attack you and do whatever means necessary to take you down and and get their merchandise back. And so I was like, well, technically she didn't steal it because she don't have it. They got their merchandise back, but she still got charged and she can never go into another Walmart. And if they do catch her, she goes to jail. You see that? So don't tell me they don't have these just because you don't see the robot. The camera is the robot, y'all. The camera moves around 360. Okay? The camera that look like a mirror, that ain't a mirror, y'all. Oh, I'm looking to see if I look good. No, that's a camera. Okay, we went out to eat and I was like, oh my God, it was a camera in every corner, y'all. It was a camera in the bathroom. It was a camera everywhere. Now, of course, that was in Uptown. It's in Walmart. It's in every store that has the money or the capability of having it. And you best to believe also, too, in the hair store. I know that this might be going off, but it's infrared tag. Yup, they got those cameras now, y'all. They always say they thought we stolen from a lot of Walmart. Yes, y'all, known for Walmart. Now, the hair store. Okay, even now when I go in the hair store now, the cameras are everywhere. They got cops and the security. So the security guard is right by the door. He's standing there. The police officer is in the car right outside the door as well. So even if you do get past the cameras and the security guard, you got the cop right outside the store. Now, why is that? 3 lines of defense, y'all, to stop all this shoplifting. That's why they had to bring in the robots. Because people are getting physically tired. They're tired of being stabbed, spit on, tackled, tripped. And because people will fight hard to get out of a ticket. They will fight hard to, not go to jail because they know good and well that they just stole something. They will fight hard, y'all. Like they fighting for their life. Okay. And, if you're not into security and, police and all that kind of stuff, I get it. I get it. You don't want to have nothing to do with that. Okay, that's them. I ain't going to worry about it. It's going to affect you too. It's going to affect you too. Okay, because you go through the store and you think like, okay, I'm fine. I haven't done anything. And it happened to me one time. Somebody slipped, some shades in your bag. They don't know if you told them to do it or if you meant to do it or whatever the case may be. And now you are a so-called criminal. Okay, yes. One time I was, what was I doing? I remember the buzzer went off when I was walking out the store. I'm like, what in the world? Like, I got money. I don't got time to be stealing, y'all. I got money. I can take care of my bills. I can hold things down. I'm like, why is that sound going off? Okay, somebody snuck something in my bag. Okay, yes. So y'all have to start paying attention right now. If you do not know or you don't see any cops or any security guards around, don't think that you're safe to do any old thing that you want to do. No. They got security guards at the cigar stores now. They got security guards at the of course, Gucci, what's that other store? Louis Vuitton. What's the other store? A lot of high name brand stores have it too. But also the low name brands starting to get the little, security too. I told y'all, now it was another store too that I didn't suspect the other day that had a whole bunch of security. I'm like, who is stealing at these stores? Who is shoplifting? But then when I talked to the security guard, he said it's not just shoplifting. Women have been getting raped. Women have been getting shot, stabbed. Y'all, people are doing the most right now. And hold on. Just yesterday I walked into a Home Depot and ripped a piece of ripple and asked the worker if I could just take it for free. And she said, oh, yeah, because they know that they're going to have it on camera, y'all. And it's their word versus yours. So if you do something that ain't right, or that you feel a little bit in your heart, like, what, if they get this on camera, something might happen to me. Then don't do it. In the military, it's a lot like that too. Yeah, it's a lot like that too, y'all. It's a lot like that too. And y'all know I'm going live on TikTok right after this. And today I'm also going to try to go live on Facebook because I need to get this out here. People think that these robot cops are fake. No, they are not fake. I walked in front of that robot cop. That thing was like, please stand by for I don't know what it said. I had to hurry up and get out the way. That thing said, please stand by for something. I don't know what it was about to do. But I was like, oh, I done messed up. That thing was just like, stand by for something. I forgot what it was for. I should have recorded it. Because it threw me off, y'all. It threw me off. I never thought that this would be possible. Now, I saw the drones. And you know what? Yeah, let me tell y'all the story about when I was in the military. I'm glad you put that up there. When I was in the military, whatever I feel like anymore, right and wrong is a tough concept for me. And lately things are, yeah. Right and wrong, trust me, y'all, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Basically, you want to be on the right side of the line when this RoboCop come around or this security guard come around. Do your research and figure out what you're supposed to do when these little things come around. Because we don't know our rights until they take it from us. So anyways, but yeah, let me go back to when I was in the military, y'all. I remember, and this was back in 2009. This is a long, long time ago. When I first went to Iraq. Or no, when I was coming back from Iraq. So when my tour or duty was almost up, y'all. They said, hey Mac, do you want to be a part of the team where we make these drones? And I'm like, drones? I had never heard of a drone before. And so basically they were saying that they're little tiny robots that can climb stairs and go into a building, so humans don't have to do a 360 surveillance, see if there's any bombs or any hostile personnel in there. It was more information, y'all. I'm just gonna give y'all it was called the Blue Force Tracker. And I don't know if that's still the name of it now. I mean, this is a long time ago, like I told y'all, 2009. And I was like, what? And then she was like, and you would definitely be heavily rewarded. And you will definitely have enough money to feed you and your whole entire family. She didn't say just you and your, just your, your spouse and kids. She was saying your whole entire family. Like, this is a big money job. And at the time, I was kind of younger. I think I was like, I don't know how old I was. I was like 26 or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago. And I was just like, I don't want to spend any more time over here than what I have to. So I'm going home when my tour of duty is up. But they was going to extend out my time for one more year so I could work on that special project. Yes, y'all. So now that I think back, I knew that this was going to happen, but now it's actually in fruition. Okay, it says, I worked with all sorts of drones, aquatic, quads, fish, wings, and long-range surveillance. Sometimes they freak me out a little. Yes, I'm telling you, it will freak you out, y'all, because you did not know that technology has the ability to do all these things, okay? All right? Some things you saw in a movie, some of them things is true. So you want to be in the right. Y'all saw that movie where it was called, dang, y'all, I'm gonna have to go back and get that movie, and I'm gonna come back and do another live tomorrow so I can tell y'all about it. But basically, fast forward in time, humans have extra terrestrial or superpowers, and they had to send drones to paralyze them in order to detain them. And they use robots, and the robots will knock them unconscious, for a couple of hours till the actual police force could get there and detain them. I gotta find that movie so I can forward that to y'all, because a lot of times you knew these things was happening because they gave you a little sneak glimpse of it in movies. And now that I think back to 2009 when they offered me that position, I should have took that position. I'll be looking at y'all right now. Like, I see y'all in my life. I see y'all. Let me stop. I'll be able to find y'all right now, okay? I'll be tracking y'all down, because the whole point of that Blue Force Tracker was they can track you down. And they can see like little, I don't know if you got like writing on your, jewelry or on your hat or anything. They can identify you easy. They were saying this is advanced technology. It's going to take over the world. And I remember I was like, it does sound interesting. Chica Gabazoma, I think that means the stupid ASS in Spanish. All right. So yeah, I was young though, y'all. I was just like, money is nothing, y'all. Money, I don't need money, I was like, what was I thinking? I should have joined the task force, because that's when I was younger, y'all, I used to be into like those type of things. And so that's what I used to talk about a lot. Y'all see me talking about it again now. Like, even though I'm older, these are the type of things that I'm into. Advanced technology. Being, ahead of the game. And so every time when I went to another country, I wanted to learn about the advanced technology. And this was at a young age. That's why I can come here and tell the story now, what I just saw the other day, because that's what I'm into. If you're not into these type of things, you won't even notice it. Because my husband, my kids, they didn't even notice it until I said, y'all, look at that robot patrolling the streets. They was like, what? Like, they was like, oh my God. Like, yeah, I was like, yes, y'all, that robot is patrolling the streets. I literally saw it coming past this couple, and then it did a 360. And I was like, see, you thought that that robot was moving slow until it detected something. And that thing, it swiveled around so fast, y'all. I'm telling you, it swiveled around so fast. And see, it looked like it was rolling slow and doing all this, like, like it was a new technology and it couldn't do much. Y'all, don't be fooled. Drones have 100% changed the way wars are fought. Yes. Yes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know I get hyped up on my lives and people be like, calm down. But I'm like, y'all, the war is here now. It's happening right now. You see what I'm saying? These robots are going to be going door to door. Just like now, when you get those little calls on your phone and it's like, hi, my name is Lexi. I'm calling about the insurance. Do you have Medicare or Medicaid? Tell me y'all don't get those calls. Thank you. The operator limited moving so speed up and so yes. They're trying to get your human voice to say hello and record that and put that in the system. Tell me how I know. Tell me how I know. Tell me how I know, y'all. If you worked in customer service, you know. What are they doing? Monitoring and recording calls for quality assurance. Y'all, I'm telling you, I can't make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up. Y'all better start listening. I'm not making this in a video for a reason. I'm putting on a live. Oh no, the live turns into a video so somebody can watch it at a later time. Y'all need to start making videos about this right now. Because these videos are going to save people later in the future. I promise you. Mark my word. I promise you. Make some videos on this because this is advanced technology that we think that just got out here. No, y'all. They was already testing these things in our customer service departments. They got your voice already recorded. They was already working on this AI stuff a long time ago. I noticed it too. I peeped game, like I told you, when I was in the military and when I was working my customer service jobs. I was like, ooh, they're getting a little too close for comfort. Like they're recording your calls, listening to the voice. They're able to mimic it. They have the recording in your class, and they let you listen to it for quality assurance. And they're like, oh, do you want to be QA or quality assistant? No, I don't want to be quality assurance. I do not want to mess around with none of that stuff, y'all. Even though the money is good, y'all, the money is good. You gonna have to see for yourself that they using it and it's gonna backfire. I'm telling you, trust me what I say. Because when they was introducing the Blue Force tracker to me, I listen, y'all. I know on my lives I talk a whole lot, but I listen way more than I talk. That's why if y'all met me in person, they like, hey, she's so quiet. On my lives, I'm lit. I'm just lit. I'm not drinking, y'all. So I don't want y'all to think, oh, she lit, Calm down. He said, I just make fishing videos and pretend I'm blind to it all. Yeah. I'm telling you, nothing wrong with that. I used to go fishing a lot too when I was younger. Me and my granddad. And I'm funny that you said that. But me and my granddad, we used to go fishing a lot when we was little. And this is back when you didn't have to have a fishing license. This was back when you could fish for anything. Okay, you didn't have to measure. If the fish was more than or less than 1 inch, you could keep the fish and you could still eat it or whatever the case may be. It was not all these different laws now. Y'all, it's a law if you sneeze wrong now. Okay? Not really, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, you could catch a bass or a catfish and you was safe to eat it. Now, it ain't safe almost to eat nothing. Now, you threw me off a little bit on it, but yeah, I do. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's calm, and then you don't have to be around the hustle and bustle that's going on out here. Because I'm telling you, it's going down for real right now. And then a lot of people, I think, found out about the lady that she was seeking asylum in America, and she was on the light rail in Charlotte. And this African-American guy stabbed her to death. For no reason. Okay, they got that on camera, but I'm pretty certain that they got it on more things than just camera. Okay, because how come movies can make things look so realistic? Because they have been recording for quite some time, y'all. Okay, that's all I can say about that. If you want to get a little bit deeper, I can make another live about it, but I might save that for a part 2. Yeah, because this is already going, I'm already on here for 30 minutes. And I ain't even get down to what I wanted to talk to y'all about. Because it's so much, y'all. It's so much. Sometimes, don't you wish sometimes you could have somebody with you when you're going through your experiences so that they can be like, yeah, that's what happened. You know what I mean? You're not going to always have that. You're not going to always have that, but you need that. So even though you like traveling alone, I like traveling alone. You need to have a battle buddy, like they say in the military. Have a battle buddy. Because right now it's getting really serious when it comes to drones and robots and whatever the case may be. Because you already thought that humans was cricket when they got to write tickets and do what they got to do for their job. They're going to make sure that their job stays their job no matter what they got to do to you. Okay? That's how it has been going down for quite some time. Now you got the robots in action. And robots don't have no human pulse. They don't have no morality. They don't have no sense of compass or whatever the case may be. So if that robot malfunctions and does something it's not supposed to, you are what's they call that thing, collateral damage. It's I used to, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You are going to be what's called collateral damage, especially if you don't like to get a little bit informed. Because I know sometimes people say, I'm tired of watching the news. I'm tired of watching all this stuff that's going on. Y'all, don't get tired. Don't get tired. Don't get tired. I don't care if you have to keep the news on all day or keep your something on that makes you aware of what's going on. If it's the radio, a lot of times the radio channels will cover really serious situations or really, important information. I know my husband, he listens to the ESPN or something like that on his radio. So he always has the sports on his news feed on his radio. So he's not necessarily by the TV all day because you can't be on the TV all day. It's too hard. Okay, you got to grocery shop, you got to cook, clean, you got to do all this stuff now. You can't just be a couch potato no more. I'm sorry, those days is over. And if you can, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how. How do you work a full-time job, take care of yourself, and, do all the things that you got to do, and then you a couch potato? I don't know how you do it. It said, I've even been messing with shortwave lately. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. You are going to have to elevate, y'all. No matter if you don't want to. I'm telling you right now, these robot cops and security is going to cause people to start thinking more before they start doing things. Hard. Not like just a little bit, but thinking hard. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to explain, why you was somewhere you wasn't supposed to be? And y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm telling you, in Charlotte, North Carolina, in Concord Mills Mall, they had a whole full sex ring going on out there. Yes, y'all. Yes. And they thought for some reason that it wasn't on camera. With all those cameras in the mall, it was stealing people's kids in the mall. That's why now, if you go to the Concord Mills Mall, the Charlotte Mall in North Carolina, you cannot be in the mall anymore by yourself if you are 18 or younger. Okay, so you 18 and older, you're good. But now you have to show ID after a certain time. The cops and the security, they come out and then they check everybody's ID now. Just to go to the mall. Also, just to park in the mall now, on the right wing, you have to pay. Oh, yeah. No. Another way to get some money off of us. It used to be free to park. It used to be free, y'all. It's already, see, I told you. They like, okay, we're going to get all the crazy people out of here some way, somehow. Because they're going to have to pay to park and you're going to have to show ID. It's just too much. I sit there and talk to the security guards because some of them was prior service with me. They served with me in the military. So I got, I don't want to say I got first dibs, but I can find out what's going on if I need to. Now, let's talk about what happened at the mall the other day. I put it in one of my videos, I think. I don't know if it was on YouTube or not, but a fight broke out. A fight broke out. It was some young, it wasn't kids. It was just a younger generation, like in their 20s. I could tell that they was young and they was just fighting over, it was just something dumb, y'all. I literally heard them like, I think it was over clothes, y'all. Over clothes. They came out with the dog, y'all. They came out with the K9 unit. And they had them dogs like this. Okay? And it was 3 people. No, hold on. No, it was one on the op side. And then 3 people on the other side about to jump that one person. I don't know if they bought the last clothes or last shoes. That's why I said I moved to Skechers, y'all. I don't wear Jordans and Nikes and all those name brands that everybody like. No, I moved to Skechers. There's nobody in the store when I come in there. It's quiet. I pick my shoes and I get the hell on out of there. I'm not going with the crowd, y'all. Wherever the crowd go, I'm going opposite. I'm gone. You ain't gonna find me. But yeah, they brung out the K9 unit. And them dogs, they was about to sick the dogs on them. Yes, because the human task force of cops and security are tired of fighting with people. They are tired, y'all. They got the robot cops, the robot securities, and the K9 force. And now, I'm the same way, y'all. When you go to the, I applied for the TSA job, y'all, a couple of years back. I'm starting to sweat. Because when I get passionate about something, I heat up, y'all. All right, so yeah. I was about to apply for the TSA. And I did. I got the job. I went through all the little motions, but I did not go to get the handprints because I was still working at Wells Fargo and I was still enjoying my job. So I'm like, let me not let this good thing go. Let me stay where I'm at, because you don't always have to jump ship just because you don't like one little thing. Take the good with the bad, y'all. Stop complaining and just be happy about your life. All right, so anyways, I get out there and they say, you know what? We're tired of the TSA having to do every little thing, search for every little thing, just deal with the whole public, just nonsense. We are going to bring out the K9 force. Y'all, they stopped having guns. They stopped having drugs going through there. They stopped having so much stuff. They just brung the dogs out. They was like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of yelling. I'm tired of saying stay in the line. I'm tired of saying take this off and do that. Step to the right, step to the left. They are tired. They're tired. Now they're like, sick the dogs on them. Put the robots on them and let them tase them and spray them. There you go. Problem solved. Now they can no longer say a human or put somebody in jail for attacking another human or whatever, or invading your personal rights or whatever the case. I don't know, y'all. Whatever people say when they get shot down or attacked by a police officer, they're tired of that. Cut that out. Stop blaming, the police for everything. We're gonna get robots and dogs. Now what you gonna say? Life's like a good and bad old fashioned. Yes, it is, y'all. So now they tired of this. They tired of ghetto people. They tired of all these people jumping up on them on the back, biting them, punching them, scratching them. They're tired now. The task force has been depleted. They don't even want to be police officers or security guards no more. That's how bad it's getting. I'm going to leave y'all with that. I'm going live on TikTok so I can get this information out there. And then I'm going to try Facebook today as well. If y'all like what y'all hear, y'all want to hear a little bit more, I might put a little bit more spice into it on TikTok. And because they let me stay live a little bit longer over there. So, like, little Vegas can't be choosy. All right. I got to go. Pew, 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 pew. Stay cool and stay informed.